This week on the show, we're featuring Blue Aventurine, Jade under the microscope cam, White Claw on Why'd I Buy That, 12 new jokes, and no artificial sweeteners. The rapper Nelly was unable to ride a horse in public because people kept yelling, "Whoa, Nelly!" Let's start the show. Super ultra mega shout outs to my awesome friends here in the YouTube community. How's it going, Gorilla Bean Popper? I did make it. Whew, man, I need to have more of these in the chamber. I also wanted to mention that I don't think I saw this piece. I broke it off of the other piece. So it's a pretty easy piece to start with. But anyways, yeah. Oh man. And then on top of it, things, right? Because you got that, and you know how there's things. And then my stupid cord and something else, all the video footage. And the last time I worked with Blue Aventurine was like 4 years ago. Four. Oh man, the Opie the gadget. Okay, let's talk about that. Why? Why are you bringing it up? You're making me think this is the Matrix, brother. For real. Because I'm looking at this 4-year-old video, not this one, but the one, and I can see on my grinder underneath. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can show. Nerp. And then we go like this, and we go all the way up here, down here in this corner. That's the sticker. Ah, right on, right on. Okay, so that's the sticker in this corner of the video. That's the sticker that goes on the bandage opener. It's a three-step process. You line the bandage with the end of it here. Line bandage, squeeze firmly, quickly release. Okay, Gorilla, like seriously? Okay, let me tell you a quick story about the bandage opener so you understand it. Because I'll gladly give you the full story. Oh, by the way, Adventuring is a pretty hard, pretty hard material, but it's fairly easy to work with. I like it. I started with 100 grit and worked my way down. If you ever get a hold of some Blue Adventuring or have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Now, let me get a quick drink. I want to give you the story of the bandage opener because I love that thing, and I made it for somebody for medical reasons. Okay, so the bandage opener. I was working on invention ideas at the time, kind of like writing jokes. I also come up with product ideas. And they're like the opposite of jokes because they're serious. So the bandage opener, I was thinking about how frustrating it is to open a band-aid when you're cut, because usually my cuts where I need a band-aid, because the band-aid, okay, so let's talk about band-aids for a little bit, because it's like, oh, you're a man, just put some duct tape and spit on it, and because idiots are stupid. But let's be realistic for a minute. Sometimes, usually, I'll tell you usually what's going on is I'm doing some trim work, and somewhere along the way, I'll poke myself or cut myself, and I don't want to get blood on the trim work because it's white trim or, wood trim, and, it's time to clean up and stuff. So, a lot of times I'll use a band-aid for that. Sometimes I'll use them for calluses, like if I'm digging and I get one of them blisters that pops open. Because at that point, you're just making a problem worse. So you throw a band-aid on it under your glove, right back to work. Never know. Works fantastic. Here's the thing. If I'm cut, I'm down to one hand, basically. Or like 1.5 hands. So I need to open the band-aid. How do I get it open? And then on top of it, dexterity, right? That is the thing in reality. But actually, I should just go get the thing. Because I'll send you some. You let me know. I'll send you some. The thing about the Band-Aid opener, I started going through different ideas, and originally I had this stapler, and I put this giant like spring in the stapler, and I put some double stick tape on there, and I put the Band-Aid in, and then I went bam, and I had it was there, you know, and then I had it open. And so I liked the fact that it was heavy and it was on a base. And somewhere along the way, the prototyping, I just went with the grippy thing. I think it was to keep costs down. And oh, that was the other thing, is the spring. I don't have just springs laying around. I have a few in old parts, but here's what I did: is I took a piece of that angle steel that you use to hang garage door openers, and I pounded that out flat and bent it over. So it's this giant sandwich thing, and it worked. It had enough springiness to open that popper. Uh, yeah, I made them. I cut down the salad tongs, and I put reusable instead of double stick tape. I put the really sticky. It's a cell phone holder, so I cut the cell phone holder apart with shears, and then I put that on the tong part, and I had to etch that. Oh, it's been a while. Yeah, let me go. That's the end of that video. I'll go grab it. I got it. I got it somewhere. I'll open a couple of bandages for you so you can see. And then we'll do the microscope portion. What's this? Emerald? That's not a very long video. Uh, um, that one? That one we already did. Here, you can see one that I might not actually feature. Alright. Where's it at? There it is. Okay. Okay, alright. I will be... I did that backwards. I'll be right back. Okay. I have what I call pre-opened bandages, because during the prototyping process, I opened a lot of them, and I don't actually have any unopened band-aids. All I have are already opened ones, but I pushed it back closed. But it's kind of the same. It's the same principle. And these, you can rinse them with alcohol or water, and it's a tong, And the thing is, here's the thing about this, the tong. Okay, so here's the thing. My great aunt, Joanne, wonderful person. She was opening band-aids for my Uncle Louie, her husband, twice a day for a thingy. And not that thing, for his eye. And she has arthritis, so it's hard for her to open bandages. Now, I had a couple of medical professionals, fellow scientists, they were like, oh, I wouldn't recommend that a person with arthritis use that because of their hand. And I was like, but a person with arthritis helped me design it, because using their hand to open it to begin with was hard enough. So this actually helps. People got pride involved with science. There's a joke that scientist told me, Boris Monahov. He I owe him so much. He actually taught me a lot about science, but he also he published me on a couple of papers with him, with his electrochemical studies that he was in charge of. And he told me this joke. He said that two scientists were caught having a date in the laboratory, and there was a tribunal of all the scientists to decide what their disciplinary action should be. And one of the scientists stood up and said, well, at least they were both working towards the same goal. That's the joke, is that there's so much fighting in the science community for recognition, which gets you more funding, which gets you the head of the projects, which gets, okay, so I'm just asking, as a neighbor, Gorilla Bean, do you happen to have a particle collider? I don't. I mean, if you do, that would be cool if you let me borrow it. I have a welder. I would let you borrow it in exchange. I mean, because not everybody has a welder. Now, there are a few people who have particle accelerators. There's only a limited amount of resources, so you have to prove your scientific mettle to be able to get time to use that particle accelerator for your experiment. It's very competitive. But in the end, what I want to do is help people. So if it helps you by putting your Band-Aid in here and then having it open, and I actually do that with one hand too. I'll take one off, and then I'll just one hand stick the corner on there, and then pick it up, because my other hand it's clean and wet. And then I'm like this, and then I got my Band-Aid out of there, and I back to work. Tongity ahoy. All right. Thanks, man. That's what I thought. I actually spent time working on it too. Manufacturing. That's the thing. No, I'll send you some, man. You got my email? You can send me an email. Actually, I got a fairly. It's not like an open week. I got a lot of small things this week, so there's like cracks to weave in. So I could probably get that in the mail this week. Let's see. We'll do this one. This one is coming along nicely. I think I'm actually going to do this gem on the faceter. This thing, I'm excited about it. Let's see here. Here's the typing. There you go. Oh, there you go. Yeah, this is gonna be a really cool gem. This big blue iolite piece. Where's the microscope? Maybe we can look at that under the microscope. What kind of stone is that? The one in the video? That's an iolite. which it's actually, so the iolite is called iolite because it's violet. It's violet. It's blue. It's a blue gem. It's clear to blue to dark blue to black. But the thing is, you hold it up in front of a TV and it turns from light blue to dark blue, and then you turn it this way and it's light blue to white, and then you turn it this way and it's black to dark blue. So depending on how you have it, it yeah, it looks black, right? Okay, in the video. And that's the thing, is I'm trying to get the color out of it, because the other part is to have a piece that size is pretty rare. That's like 3 times the size of most of the pieces that I have. Not just 2, not just 1.5. Not even 2.7/8. Where's the camera? This thing is on. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Yeah, this one. And it does look black. Looks just nothing but black except for that marble spot. That's the problem in it. But I think that's going to be okay. Alright, where is the light? Maybe we can do this. There. That's kind of showing the blueness. It's kind of got a lot of cracks in it, but I think it's so big, I'm going to put it on the faceter. Okay, see how it's white? It's white that way. And it has to do with the UV going through the crystal. And it's dark with a dark blueness. All the way over to the light blue. Yep. Yep, I'm putting facets in it. I'm trying to work on that one. Let's see, what else do we got? Here's the Aventurine. The Stone of the Week. And it's got like these stripes through it, and it was cut, you know, a certain way so that it would have the spots on top. You could cut it the other way and it would have these stripes with it, but it might fracture a little more easily. I haven't noticed it fracturing any more differently. Just that it has like these cracks in it that kind of show along the patterns of the top. Like there's pits, but there's also crack lines. And little speckles. Kind of a neat, even blue jeans pattern with the ketchup stains on there. It does look like granite. Yeah, I wonder, it is kind of related to granite. Aventurine is a form of chalcedony. This is filled with impurities. I like how you can kind of see down in it, right? It's kind of like looking at ice. And it's like, Aventurine is a type of chalcedony, and chalcedony is unformed quartz. It's like random quartz. It's like glass, but it's harder. It's like harder than glass, but softer than quartz, and that's how big it is. And the type of energy it gives off, okay, Gorilla Bean, a lot of like quartzes and quartz derivatives are plasticky. They do. They feel kind of plasticky. They don't transfer a lot of heat. Well, I mean, they transfer heat, but they don't have a very high heat capacity for their transfer rate. So I grab it, and it warms up quick. And it stays warm, but then I let go, and it cools off quick. I mean, the heat transfers quick, but also the capacity. So I talk about transfer and capacity in terms of like, if you imagine putting iron, a block of iron and a block of aluminum in the oven, and then you take them out and you touch them, they're going to both burn you because they transfer the heat into your finger really fast. But the aluminum cools off quicker, so it has a lower capacity for heat. So the amount of heat in the aluminum vents off, it transfers off real fast. And the iron, it transfers, because there's a lot in there. It takes longer to heat up. It soaks in, or, it's energy. So it's a heat capacity. But if you think about, like the aluminum and then a block of wood in the oven, they both get hot. And it's not hot enough to auto-ignite the wood, which is different than Flashpoint. But then you take them both out and you touch them, the aluminum will burn you because it has a high heat transfer. The wood won't burn you as quick because it has a low heat transfer. And so, like that, quartz, they have like a low heat capacity. It's already cool again. Topaz feels like metal. And it's funny because it's got aluminum in the crystal structure. Yeah. It's Garnet has a little bit of metal in it too, but I don't remember. Like, garnets feel like chunks of metal. I'll have to send you some garnet and some blue aventurine and some topaz so you can feel the difference. It's kind of topaz is cool because it's heavy. It kind of feels like metal, and it's got aluminum in it, but it's got a pretty good capacity too. It might be the extra silica because it's like silicon 4 instead of silicon 2. I just saw the blue. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Once I start getting it out and thinning it and stuff, the blue, it shows up. So this, I wanted to look at this white jade under the microscope cam because I think this is a natural edge of the rock. I just got them in slabs, and so to actually have it, and like this seems like the natural edge and it's a slice, but it's like this is kind of thinner. And I wanted to know if it was a breakout part or if that was just the edge of the rock. Yeah, like this here. Because it kind of looks like the edge of like Aventurine. But it could be a crack out. I don't know. I can't tell. Yeah, I can't really see. Mystery will continue in you. Wait, that sounds weird. Okay. The last thing under the microscope was this piece of amethyst I got, and it's kind of neat because you can see how the quartz forms. Like you see the shape of it catching itself in there and building up little layers of minerals, and then there was a whole nother one that started forming amongst itself. So it's like two different quartz crystals forming together, and one of them was growing faster. And it has to do with the molecules aligning and then attaching themselves. And that's how it becomes a repeating pattern. And they can actually sprout up. So here's another thing I like about this piece is that with those striations, you can also kind of see the purple stripes inside of there. And that's what makes amethyst amethyst. That purple becomes richer and richer and richer. And then what you do is you nump off this bottom part and you actually turn the crystal, because the cleanest part of the crystal's in the tip, and you turn it this way, and then all that purple turns into one color. And it kind of looks black now, but it looks more like an actual color when it's all spread around by the crystal itself. I see it. I see the light. Is that made because of the pressure in the ground? Yes, there's pressure and there's UV, which I don't know exactly like what kind of UV. I've still been wondering that. Cuz here's what's weird. Here's what's weird, Gorilla. Is the supposed to be UV, now not necessarily light, but some sort of radiation is hitting the stone, not like ionizing nuclear radiation, the dangerous, energy kind, but something like radio wave radiation, into the ground or something like that. Maybe it's the North Pole and it makes it the purple. But if you put your amethyst in the daytime, it turns pale. So don't leave your amethyst in the sun. People will do that and then it turns pale. It's a nighttime gemstone. It really, in terms of like, if you're getting into like fashion and stuff, that's a whole nother thing, brother. When you're talking about like, because you got the gem and then you got mounting it in the jewelry as an art piece. And then you've got wearing the art piece and wearing the art piece as functional attire to present something. It's like, what are you going for? Is this a costume piece? Is this the latest fashion? Is it like that ring that my buddy and I were talking about where you got this ring and you take it off and you fold out this wing and then you fold out this wing and it's a ring with two wings on it and you put it back on and you got like a three-piece brass knuckle. It's functional jewelry. I don't know, just weird ideas. We'd probably had a beer after that, conversation, or before that conversation took place. It could be, might not be. It's a great idea, right? Here's this one, the mood ring. Yes, it's functional jewelry. Let's see. That's all I got for that. I bought White Claw. Have you ever bought White Claw? All right, so I was doing this job and I'm plumbing in a stove and I got into this like maintenance store and I wound up closing the maintenance store out of habit and I had to ask the person to come over and open the maintenance store again and it was very snowy out and they were like I was like uh, I don't know what I saw. I said something. All I remember is they were like, "Ah, just get me a White Claw," because I've seen them at the bar before. Yeah, at at the pool, like I was gonna say pool hall, but what's another way to say pool hall? Not pool hall. It's not a pool hall. I don't know. I'll think of it. Anyways, they're like, "Give me a White Claw." So I was there and I was like, "Okay." I was at Walmart and I'm getting the White Claw. Um, and I was like, "This is a great. Why'd I buy that?" Billiards. Yes, there we go. Thank you. See, we helping each other. That's what it's all about, man. Is the White Claw. It was for the help, right? Billiard parlor. Benny. See, teamwork. It's a brainstorm. Or maybe it's like a you know, not a brain hurricane, but like a brain sunny day. It's a nice one, with a little bit of a breeze so you can play some frisbee and drink a White Claw, which actually I was like, okay, this is gonna be a good why I buy that because this is something I wouldn't usually buy. And it turns out they have like three different 12 packs, and then they have the giant pack. And I don't know anything about the giant pack. I think it was all like the main ones that they usually have. But I was looking at the three 12 packers because they all have different ones. And so I was like, all right, I actually happened to have been talking to the host of the billiard parlor about White Claw because it happened to be a topic that came up. And so we were mentioning, which ones were popular and I don't know, I just remember some of them were more popular than others. And of course, the packs are labeled 1, 2, 3. And pack number 1 had the more popular ones in it. And pack number 3 kind of seemed a little bit more normal too. So I went with pack number 2 because it seemed like it had unique flavors. Like instead of flavors that are a little bit more normal, like black cherry, and lemonade, it was more of like eccentric flavors like passion fruit and uh, lime something or other. I don't know. It just seemed like ones that wouldn't typically be on the market. So I always think of good gifts as things that people want but won't actually buy. And so I figured that was a good chance to, get them a gift that they would appreciate because then they could try it, but they wouldn't have to be invested in it. So that's why I bought that. Have you ever bought a White Claw? And which one did you buy? And why did you buy that? Was it good? Did you enjoy it? Was it worth the money? I hope it's worth the money for you to join me for the joke portion. What do I have this week? A little bit of news. The rapper Nelly was unable to ride his horse in public because people kept yelling, "Whoa, Nelly!" In financial news, it's good advice to invest in good running shoes if you plan to be in them for the long run. Arby's is offering, oh, this is an old joke of mine. It's in with the news. Arby's is offering 20% off two of their popular sandwiches. Now they just need two popular sandwiches. Oh, that's a joke from last week, isn't it? Okay, that was the dressing joke. What about this? Okay, I did the slipping on ice joke too. Okay. Um, right now I'm just doing my set from Genie's, and it's got some of last week's joke, and I'm like, wait a minute, I can't do that. All right, here's advice. You can't be a Ninja Turtle if you don't eat your lettuce. You'll only be a ninja and not a turtle. But that joke didn't work because Ninja Turtles eat pizza, and there's no lettuce on pizza unless it's a taco pizza, which is a really good pizza, and I recommend it to every ninja who wants to be a turtle. I'm a hard man. I prefer ginger ale over ginger lager. That's a beer drinker's joke. Such a finite joke. I am so alpha, I am always winning. I don't even wear tie-dye. It's win-dye or no clothes at all. Ha ha, nudity. Okay, this joke is not working out. I want to be a vegetarian. I don't like the slaughtering of animals, but I really like meat. So I'm trying to be okay. Okay, I want to be a vegetarian, but I like meat. I'm not okay with the slaughtering of animals, but I want to try to find a way to be okay with it. So I keep trying to find some sort of genetic link between Hitler and chickens so that I can feel okay with eating chicken nuggets. It's still not there yet. I used to listen to heavy metal to get pumped up and lift. Now I just scroll Twitter to get juiced. Um, wait. Why are there definitions of words that contain words that I also have to look up? That just seems like poor design. I'm, I'm number one because I'm single. Yeah, I'm single, but that just means I'm number one, right? That's how that works. I may be single, but that means I'm number one, right? That's how that works. All right, okay. Let's see. Somebody said, "Don't let your dog use my yard." And the other person said, "You have two bathrooms, so does she." It's just dumb things that happen in reality. That didn't happen. That was a two bathrooms thing. Let's see, dude holding a purse. What is the manliest way to hold a purse? I mean, if you're holding a purse for someone, what is the manliest way to hold it? Need to work on the delivery. Yep, that's the thing is these are fresh jokes, brand new, fresh jokes. Stamp and unapproved right there. I appreciate the help. And I appreciate all of you for coming by what I try to develop into the joke portion of the program. Big, huge shout outs to fantastic people Gorilla Bean, Popper, Benny Loco, and Colette, and all of you fantastic, awesome folks in YouTube land. I hope you all have a wonderful week. You are so awesome. You're doing great. We're all doing great. Yeah, do not put the strap on your shoulder. It's a good idea. Good idea, Benny. I will keep that in mind, and I will try to think of that as well as some more jokes for you guys. And I'm gonna try to do it next week and every week, every time that I can. I'll see you guys later.